Competitive intelligence has, I think, matured as a business, as an industry. It's not like the good old days where all people would want is getting a piece of data or a series of pieces of data, saying, "Wow, you found this magic. Where did this source? Where did this information come from?" It's gotten much more sophisticated. In fact, most people don't want to care in this age of Google where the information comes from. They really want an analysis. They want to know what you think. They want a recommendation. They want to move their business ahead. So, to me, competitive intelligence is today about providing this analysis, but that will help them see through or past a disruption, to anticipate an event. That's where I hear the noise coming from. That's where I hear if you can satisfy and quiet down a problem, it's because you've helped them cut through all the static and the noise in the marketplace to see a really clear picture that they have confidence to act upon.
Right. And I think the one way that it's also evolved over the years is the application of competitive intelligence to strategy, both at a very large enterprise corporate level, but even at a brand or a product launch or a market level,
right,
where I think more and more decision makers are recognizing the importance of not just ignoring the external environment and the competitive environment, but acknowledging the opportunities and risks that they face
right,
when they're embarking on different strategic directions or moves, and making sure those strategies have the flexibility inherent in them to increase the likelihood that those moves will be successful. And you can't develop good strategy without good intelligence.
right. And I think to pick up on something you said, intelligence doesn't eliminate risk. It reduces the feeling and the sense of, oh, I know my options. And with a reasonableness factor, I know I can go to A or I can go to B. And either way, I probably have much better odds than if I were to just go into this market blindly.
Right. I think, too, what's changed is the sophistication of the techniques we can use now for competitive intelligence. We have perfected how we do both secondary and primary research. Technology certainly has been an enabler. On the secondary side, we can aggregate social media. There are nuggets of insights in there that good analysts can tease out from that information. Right. And the ability to use techniques like wargaming, scenario analysis, to really bring that strategic application of intelligence to life. Those tools and techniques have really advanced over the years.
Right. The toolbox has gotten richer, and it's a client almost should never have to worry about what the solution is as long as they get to their answer. So the answer may come from a combination of good research and a good strategy event. It could come from a great set of filters that is overlaid on a problem to say, let's screen out the noise here and there, and something might come into focus. It could be sitting around the table with some of the answers and saying, we're still not quite sure what the answer is. Let's stress test our strategy against what we're seeing here.
Right.
So all these tools are useful. You use them like you do in any good toolkit, and with some skilled management and facilitation, you'll help reduce the risk, and you help see the world more clearly.
Yep. And that sophistication, I think, has made CI necessary. It's made it legitimate. It's made it a normal course of business practice.
Right.
It really has become an integral part of strategy development, of decision making, of risk mitigation.
Yeah. And it should not be looked at as an isolated kind of a service. It should be part of strategy, part of decision making. It's an extension of the marketing and market research efforts, an extension of the strategy efforts. It should almost be without boundaries. It should be suffused inside of a company that everybody should think about the competition, about the competitive environment. We're not all analysts, but in a sense we are all analysts. Right. And so the information should be shared and move up and around an organization, not locked up inside of a company. So it should never be just in the domain of 2 or 3 people, right, this cabal with a secret formula. There's no such thing. Anytime you have a secret formula, it remains secret, and the intelligence doesn't have its effect. The minute it suffuses itself inside of a company, then you've got, the magic starts happening. Good decisions get made throughout the company.
Right. And to that end, management has to own it. They have to insist on it, demand it, make it a necessary part of how they evaluate strategic issues and decisions, and require it in their day-to-day decision making.
Yeah.